Hi, Uma. How are you?
Good, thanks, Aarti.
Nice to see you personally after a long time.
Yeah, sure. Here, same here.
So, how do you like the way I was teaching you? Do you like the style that I was teaching you with the how to do child's observation?
Yeah. I really like the way, the observation, how you are teaching me. Yeah, definitely.
That's very good to hear. Thank you for that input. So, depending how I taught you, like I wanna ask some questions. It's just for myself, for my input. So, is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
How is your supervisor? Is he happy with your writings and all?
Yeah.
Observations?
He's liking now. Before it was a bit not that much good, but really I'm improving. Thank you so much, Aarti.
Very good to hear that. As long as you are happy, your children and your parents are happy. That's all we wanted. So I just want to ask, can you please tell me the types of observations that we do in the child class?
Mainly we do the learning story. We can also do jotting and anecdotal, but I think nowadays we more prefer doing the learning story because we have a lot of evidence in that one. Whereas in jotting it's hard to show the evidence, so I feel
That's true.
Yeah.
Even I like learning story too. You can see the child is doing it. As a parent, when I can see my child's observation, I can see the actions and then writing.
Yes, because the other one is little bit boring, and this jotting is you can't really see what's happening there with the pictures and everything. You can't picturize. Whereas in learning story you can picturize and there's a picture as well, so you can relate very well. So that's my parents liking it too that way.
That's good. That's very good. Good to hear that. So tell me what will be the procedure for writing an observation like?
So the procedure for writing an observation means
how do you start writing? Like, what does it mean, observations to you?
Yeah, if the child is something doing, like the child plays a lot, like from morning till until the child goes, they do the different activities. So we pick the one which is maybe the child is more interested, or maybe I feel it's something unique that the child has not done that before. So I do that, or maybe if the child, for example, if the child is not learning the colors, if he doesn't know the colors, maybe I can put that as an observation for the child to ask, like, maybe I'll give the color activity and see where he is. Maybe he can recognize some of them, or he is not at all recognized. By looking like that, I can start the observation depending upon where the child is. Where the child's milestone and the age of the child, what he can do in that age limit. Did he achieve whatever the milestone he has to achieve? So we'll start from there.
That's a very good example. Thank you, Ma. Now I can see that definitely, yes.
You thought about it, yeah? That's true.
You are a very good educator. I just pushed you. That's it.
That's a great thing.
So, how do you include that observation in your like a daily plan or something? How do you do that? Because in family daycare you have like different age groups. So how do you plan that? Like in your planning, how do you plan the child's voice in your planning?
So, for example, if the child is for example, if the child is playing in the sandpit, the child is he's pouring from one container to another container. He just says I might include how do you make it full? Like when you are filling the sandpit, the child may know it or may doesn't know it. Like when the child is playing by himself, he says, "Oh, this is full," or maybe he put half of the sandpit. It might says half. So I include all that, whatever the child is saying, or maybe he may be interacting with the other child, what he is talking with his peers, or maybe with the educator. By taking all that consideration, I'll write my observation and what actually physically the child is doing, and as well verbally what the child is saying. With both, including both of that, I will start my observation based on that point. Sorry, Aarti, I think I went out of the track. I didn't understand. Can you repeat once again? Sorry about that.
It's okay, Ma. All good. Sometimes it does happen when we are talking too much. My question was like that. Like, how do you include your observations in your planning?
Okay. I mean, like, when we does, for example, I was telling you about the colors. If the child doesn't know the color properly, so I want to put that as I will observe and I'll ask the child like about the colors. He might be getting confused, or he might not able to actually point out the color. So then what I'll do is I'll put the color as the my planning, that the child has to recognize the colors, like maybe the primary colors like a red, blue and yellow. According to that, I will see what is the age of the child, and as well as what is the interest of the child is. Maybe if the child may be interested in this particular child who I have, he is more interested in the cars. So what I might do is I might put the cars which has the same color, like the red color car and the blue color car and yellow color car, and making the tracks for the cars. And maybe I can repeat. Can you put the red color car on the track? Or maybe the yellow color, or maybe I ask the child what color you are taking now to on the roundabout to finish the wherever he's taking the car. So in that way I can incorporate, and even the child likes the writing as well. He's dribbling. Not dribbling, I mean he's scribbling. Thank you, Aarti. Sometimes the word doesn't come out.
That's
Oh, sorry about that.
it's
Yeah.
okay. English is our third language.
Yeah, that's true. So the scribbling, so he likes to do the scribbling. Maybe I can put the textures with the primary colors to start with. And if the child takes the color, I may ask which color are you taking now, or which color are you drawing, scribbling. So in that way he get more used to it. And I also incorporate the painting and all those things with the painting with the cars or whatever the
Looks
free
like your
painting.
planning is fantastic, Uma.
Thank
I
you.
should be like a child in a family daycare,
That's
so I can
great,
learn
yeah.
some more.
Yes, that's how how after observing, that's what I might put the planning for next, like for fortnight, like child to recognize the primary colors.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Very good job, Uma. So, you told me all about these things. So, do you relate the observations in to the frameworks?
Definitely, that's what we are doing. Like that's the main thing why we are doing the observation for the children, to do the planning according to the observation and where the child is, like to relate it to the earliest learning framework. Definitely, for example, in this scenario, if I take the child, for example, what the recognizing the colors I said, in that one, when I am giving the child to play with the one is the cognition will come, like the child is like looking what color it is, like and then there's hand-eye coordination that we can relate and with the earliest framework, and how the child is talking, like he's talking the color about the colors, or the making the sound of the car, the way it is going. So all that we can relate to the fifth earliest learning framework, fifth learning outcome. And it also helps the child and overall development of the child, where the child is. So according to the holistic approach of the child, and yeah, that's all. That's how we can relate to the earliest learning
That's
framework.
fantastic. Wonderful.
Thank you.
If
Is
a
there
child,
anything I missed? Yeah, I mean, just let me know. I don't know. Maybe.
no, all good. There is no right or wrong anything.
Yes.
These are all things, like people are working in the childcare last like 10, 20 years, but still every day for everyone
Yes,
is
we are
learning.
That's true. Aarti.
So-
We all learn from each other. It's- no one
Exactly.
is perfect,
Even the
yeah.
children will teach everything they're
That's
doing.
right. Yeah, every day.
So it's all
Yes.
learning. So if a child is doing, suppose child goes to the art area, pick up the pencil and a paper, and he scribbles something, or he does his best work there. So what observation that could be?
So maybe I will just check. First, I will see what's the age of the child and what's ability of the child. Age means ability means whether the child is just scribbling or he's really drawing some meaningful picture in that one. I have one of my child. He is 3 and a half. Sorry, she's 3 and a half,
Mm.
and she will ask me the paper and pen, or where the drawing area. I have a
Mm.
separate area where the children can draw with the textures and the plain paper.
Mm.
She loves to sit at least like every day, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. She can spend.
That's a very good standard.
Yeah, she sits and even sometimes half an hour. You
Mm.
don't believe me, but she will sit there and she will draw every single thing. For example, herself, her face, and her sister, and she will draw the butterflies and even the insects, the
Oh.
grass, the house, the every single point. And the best thing about that child is she describes what she has done. So maybe for that child, how sorry, the question. I mean, I forgot the question.
I'm like, scenario was
Yeah,
like
the- yeah,
the
it was-
art observation. Like
yeah,
how,
yeah,
what
how you-
observation like
Yes, in that way, how do I relate to the
what observation that could be.
yeah. So the child does so detailed to attention all that. So I might consider for the child to giving more options, like maybe because she's interested in such a detailed to attention drawing. Maybe I can give the child a scenario and ask her to draw if she can able to draw. She does that. The other day I said, can you draw the square, like with the square house,
Excuse me.
with your house with a rectangle and a square picture. She tried to draw with the circle on for the door and the rectangle for the walls. Like maybe I can incorporate the what is that shapes in her picture,
Mhm.
and then ask her, like that's how the belonging is, like she belonged to her family, like talking about her family and making so Aarti, by looking at all her pictures what she is drawing,
Mhm.
I can put her, like I can, she's doing the art observation. I can put her art observation, and as well as I can see that her drawing with the pictures I can put as a learning story as well. So
Fantastic, Uma. That was I was expecting. I thought you were gonna say only art observation, but it's not like that. We can put art and we can do as well as this learning story also.
yeah, that's right.
And I can see that you love learning stories, and you, as you said earlier, your parents are also liking it, learning stories.
Yeah,
So it's a fantastic way of doing observation.
that's
So can you please tell me the next is like, but why do we have to do all these observations for? What is necessary? Why can't we just leave it like that?
okay. The first thing that we have to do the observation
Mhm.
to see where the child is and where it has to go.
Mhm.
For example, what the child is learning, what the child has learned. It's in the meaningful learning. I mean, where the child is, and then where we have to take the
Take it.
child from there.
Mhm.
So that's why we have to do the observation. If he doesn't do the observation, we doesn't understand. For example, if the child is just stacking the blocks, maybe if I have the block activity, if the child is just stacking the block and that's it. If it is not doing more than that, we don't know what. So we can show the child, we can see giving some pictures how he can do, or maybe like open-ended experience, giving the child what he can able to do, or showing them other than the stacking, there's other things we can build, maybe incorporating some dolls and some trees, and maybe he can imagine what he want to do more than that. So that's why the observation is very important. Maybe sometimes some children, they can do only 2 stacking, and the observation is very important for challenging children as well. It's like sometimes, for example, if the child is not crawling, it has to supposed to crawl in that age, or maybe the child is not speaking. For example, maybe 1 word or 2 word at certain age we have, like within 1 year that
Yeah.
much, the child has to speak at least 1 word. If the child is not doing that one, that means we have to, like do that. How we will come to know? By doing the observation, we see the child's developmental
Exactly.
milestones as well. So that's why it's very important.
I know. It's,
Yeah.
we have some children,
Yes.
where
And I want to tell you this one, Aarti. I had one child who is a little bit autistic now. Now we came to know it is an autistic. Before, when she started when she was 8 months old. At that time, what she was doing is everything is okay according to the developmental milestone. Afterwards, we came to know the child is not crawling, first thing. And then she was dribbling a lot. Even after 1 year, she was dribbling a lot and not talking even one word and not having that much an eye contact like 1 year the child should have to do. So basically by picking all those points, and even the parents, they know how the child develop at that stage. We got the doubt is the child developmental stage is correct, is his develop. So I approached the parent, and that's how we came to know after diagnosing the child has the slight autistic. So this is very important for the development, so we can pick up what's going on.
Thank you very much for covering that point. It was very important.
Yes.
Because that's the main thing for observation. Why do we have to do observation?
And even for the parents, we can tell that the child is not just coming and going in the child. What's the child is learning? Like every day, what the child is, the observation shows the way child was 6 months before and the way the child is now. So that helps a lot for as an educator and as parents, and even for our supervisor to just see what the milestone is.
Obviously, fantastic work. Well done for
Thank
finding
you.
out and then
Yes,
approaching the parents. There are some educators, they get afraid and they don't approach. So it will be like hard for the child and later hard for the parents.
Yes, better to know early, all these things.
All early, yeah. That's it, Uma, from my side. Just tell me, how's your supervisor? He or she? Margaret, right?
Yes, yeah.
So how she's doing it?
She's fantastic, yeah. She looked all my learning stories. Now she's very happy, and she gave me green signal to send it to the parents and all the parents. And she's very happy with what the format I'm writing, how I'm including the words, and all the inclusions, how the child is when I'm observing. Yeah, it's very
fantastic.
Thank you, Aarti. You helped me a lot to develop my skills. Otherwise,
as I said earlier, I just pushed you, but you know all these things. Your planning is good. That's how your knowledge is good. You just didn't know how to write it in your words on the paper, which I just could help you. That's it.
Thank you so much, Aarti.
So, do you have anything to say or tell or ask? Any questions from your side, like for me?
I don't think so. Aarti. I'm fine. Yeah, everything is
going all right.
Yeah, everything
very
is
good.
Going all right. Yeah.
So, Ma, thank you very much for coming here today, and I'm really, really glad that your parents, your supervisor, they're happy. At the end of the day, everyone has to be happy, right?
That's right.
I know we can't make everyone happy, but at least
we are doing our duty,
yes.
Isn't it? That's what the best for the interest of the child and
exactly,
for the parents. That's what we are doing here.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank
it was
you,
very
Aarti.
pleasure to meet you.
Same here, Aarti.
See you for something else.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.